to continue with this series that I've been doing over the past couple weeks, I've been talking about the fact that I get so distracted by the books that I see behind people when I'm on video conference calls or when I'm visiting somebody in their office. I'm always looking at what are the books behind them that they have on their bookshelves. So I'm sharing with you some of the books that I have on my bookshelf. And the ones I want to share with you today are some of the books that have had some of the biggest impacts on me recently. And actually, it was a couple of years ago when I first read this book called Profit First. Anyone who owns or runs a business, I would recommend reading this book. Now, it will turn your head upside down. It's an entirely different way of thinking about how to run the finances in your business. Now, I'm not really a finance person, right? I mean, I'm not a numbers guy, but it makes total sense. And it is exactly what the book says. What it does is this is a book that ensures that your business creates a profit. And there's a formula and there's a way to ensure that every single transaction that you have guarantees that you have a profit. But not only that, how do you confidently have money for your taxes? How do you make sure that you pay yourself? How do you know even how much should you be putting aside or how much do you have to invest back into the business? It's a variety of things like that. And this book gives you complete confidence. Now I know that's saying something big, right? I mean, that's a big commitment to say that it gives you complete confidence, but I've been using this now for a couple of years now in my business, and I have complete confidence in the way that I'm allocating the resources and the finances in my business as a result, a direct result of this book. So I highly recommend that book. The next book I want to share is a book called Atomic Habits. It's actually another habit book that I'm reading right now, but the Atomic Habits has now recently become kind of the authority in how to generate habits that are going to get you the results that you intend to have, the results that you have that support the goals and aspirations that you have. And what I like about this book is that it not only helps you with how to identify what habits you need to have, but it also helps to identify how to get rid of those habits that are not serving you. You know, we all have these habits, and many of the habits we have, we may unknowingly have. So how do you identify habits that maybe you have that you don't even know you have? How do you get rid of them and then replace them with healthy habits, those habits that are going to help you to achieve the success that you aspire to? So that's the second book to share. And then the last one I'm going to share is one that I've been reading just recently. And this is a book called Limitless. And the author of this is Jim Quick. I heard about this book through another podcast interview that I listened to. It's a fantastic story about how Jim was called the boy with the broken brain. He talks about how in kindergarten there was a single incident that happened that caused him to feel like through the rest of his school career to feel like he had a broken brain. And he had a mission to figure out, well, how do I overcome this broken brain syndrome? Now, I certainly was not strong in school, and there were times certainly I felt I had a broken brain, but certainly it was not at the same circumstances or the situation that Jim was in. But this book does not only a fantastic job talking about how he overcame that, but also talks about very practical tools and tips that everyone can use to ultimately reach what he calls limitless, right? I mean, there is nothing that you cannot do if you put your mind to it. And he talks about directly, how do you put your mind to it so you can achieve limitless possibilities in that book. So another book that I recommend that you read, and I want to encourage you to go out and check out these three books. If you're looking for a great book to read, these are three books that I can actually guarantee you that you will say, thank you, Chris, for recommending these books. Reading books like these, that is what I call creating authentic success for yourself, because both you and me, we both deserve authentic success with confidence.